Did somebody say Detroit? Player haters in this house. If you see them, point them out. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. I know that's becoming not cool. But yeah, we got some good booty shaking music from Detroit. Good techno too. Yeah, this doesn't directly relate to homeless people, but I may have time to touch on that. I don't have much personal knowledge of Detroit, I should point that out. Closest I've gotten is where I live now, for the most part. I mean, I've been into Detroit a dozen times or so, but yeah, I live in Ann Arbor. Detroit's out east here, east edge of Michigan. Interesting factoid about Detroit: if you head straight south from downtown Detroit, the first foreign country you hit, bam! Canada. That surprises a lot of people. I think of Canada as only north of us, but we got some rapage here. Yeah. Detroit proper. Once, around 1980, I believe, boasted a population of 2 million people. Residents, of course. 10 or 12 years later, that population had dropped to less than 1 million. As far as I know, this is the only American city of this size whose population has cut in half. And that's pretty dramatic. Where did the people go? Well, some moved north to places like Warren, Troy, Royal Oak, Southfield, Farmington Hills. Some moved west to places like Novi, Livonia, Canton. Some moved south to places like Westland, Taylor, Southgate, Trenton, etc. Why'd they leave? Well, Detroit can be a pretty troublesome place. If you've seen the movie 8 Mile, 8 Mile runs right across here. You can see it divides Detroit from Warren, so different municipalities, different people taking care of the roads and the hospitals and such, different school districts. And generally, as people became more affluent, they sought to leave Detroit, go to these other areas. There were a couple different waves of people. Some lovingly refer to the first wave as the Great White Flight. And, that was a time when the racial composition changed pretty dramatically in Detroit. Then there was a later big exodus that people, often the same people, refer to as the Great Black Flight. Of course, these labels mean very little because you're talking about economics, not race. It was not... I gotta cut this short.